right? Want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders at GMS to rule well. Peace and blessing to the Akims out there fighting, doing this work with truth and sincerity. It's your brother Von Sapad back at you again with another lesson. And Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect men out there that are listening and watching these videos. It's a quick video I'd like to get into. When you see the men out there, beginning with GMS that's in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashim Abishai, and the men out there that's basically GMS that's scattered across the four corners of this earth, and also brother that's not in GMS but teaching the same doctrine and coming in the spirit of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. Once you see those men out there that's teaching, keep that foot when you come into the house of the Lord, because the scriptures say He doesn't dwell in a temple made with hands. And I think I'm gonna try. Well, I think I know what the scripture is offhand. Lord willing, I'll read that lastly. But I want to get into Sirach and then Ecclesiastes. Now, this is Ecclesiasticus 3:24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion. So when you people come out there and you professing that you have knowledge of the Bible, you have, and a lot of you know history. A lot of you, understand the history. Just in general. But the key element that you're forgetting to put in what you know is the spirit of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. Whom the world called God, name is Yahweh. Ignorantly, people call Him God, and ignorantly, who the world called Jesus, the world called Jesus Christ, name is Yahweh Shai. So you missing that key element that's needed for you to see it spiritually and understand what these men that's on the street corners are talking about. They're here to teach you because they was given an unction from on high, from Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, put the spirit upon them to go out and wake up His elect. And before that happened, what was you guys doing before then? You was out there wilding out in the world too, man. I'm talking about you scoffers and you people that have something to say. You so-called gainsayers. Before you saw these men on the street talking about they Israelites, telling you that you Israelites, what was you doing before that? What was you doing when they was out there telling you that they was that you Israelites? But all of a sudden now you have an opinion that you want to give. Well, your opinion is vain according to the scripture because you coming out of your heart, meaning your mind. You coming from a feeling, not the spirit. For me, Ecclesiasticus 3:24 in the Apocrypha. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion. And an opinion is a view or judgment formed about something not necessarily based on fact of knowledge. That's what you people come out. You're not basing anything off of fact or knowledge, and you definitely not basing it off the spirit of the Most High and the Son. For many are deceived, so it says deceive. Let's see. Someone to believe something that is not true, typically in order to gain some personal advantage. So when you come out and when you speak up against this word, the men of the Lord, you don't have no fact, right? You have no proof spiritually, but you basing it off something that is not true in order to gain some personal advantage because you see these men out here teaching out the Bible, and you're looking at these guys like who taught them, how are they so knowledgeable of the scriptures? So you want to get into a debate and a back and forth. Now the scriptures say defend the gospel in the book of Jude. Then that's what we go do. We go begin with the apostles and the elders. We go defend the gospel. We're going to go out and show you these things and let you know that you don't know what you're talking about because you have for many are deceived by their own vain opinion. So you are deceiving yourself, thinking you know something. All you want to do is gain a personal advantage over the person that's teaching you. So for many are deceived by their own vain opinion. And an opinion is a view or judgment formed about a view or judgment formed about something not necessarily based on fact or knowledge. Okay, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion. A suspicion is a feeling or thought that something is possibly likely or true. So it's all guessing, which is vain, which is not spiritual. An evil suspicion hath overthrown that judgment. So your judgment is off when you come into the house of the Lord. as proved here in the Bible, Ecclesiastes. I was in Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha in the King James 16:11 version. Now to go in the regular Bible, Ecclesiastes is 5:1. And here's what you ought to be doing in order for versus giving your opinion or an evil suspicion coming to your mind. Here's what you need to be doing in order to gain some kind of wisdom, knowledge and understanding of what's being taught or conveyed to you. Ecclesiastes 5:1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God, when the house of the Most High. Real quick, I think that's. I hope this is. I can pull it up, but you can Google it. Now he said, keep that foot when you go into the house of the Most High, right? Come on, man, what I'm doing. Let's go here. I think it's 42 or 2. Let's see. I think it's. Oh, man, where's that scripture at? Hold on, bear with me 1 second. I'm thinking I pull that because I just read to you that it said to keep thy foot in the house of the Lord, right? Now, okay, this could be Acts. Yeah, that's right, Acts 7:48. Now, I just read to you over here that he said, keep thy foot in the house. So let's prove what the house is. Acts 7:48. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as said the prophet. So wherever you see his prophets, okay, his teachers, that's the temple. He don't dwell in temples made with hands. In Acts 7:48, howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as said the prophet. So when you see these men on the street corners, the best thing you ought to do is say, keep that foot, meaning you need to keep silence when you come forth of the temple of the Most High, man. So you have to keep silence and be ready to hear more than you speak. And this goes said, keep thy foot, meaning keep silence when thou goest to the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give your opinion, than to have an evil suspicion to overthrow your mind. So be silent, keep thy foot when I go into the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. You considering in your mind that you're not doing anything evil, when you cut off the speaking of a prophet, beginning with Jim Mess, the apostles and the elders at Jim Mess, and the men on down throughout the four corners of this earth that I hear really literally teaching you and telling you these things. But instead, you keep silence when you come forth before those men. You see, you have to keep silent, man, and be ready to hear more than you speak, because whatever you think you know, whatever answer you may have, now you can ask a question, but everything's supposed to be done in decency and order. So when you pose a question, when you wait long enough, if the Spirit allows you to understand it, what's going to be conveyed to you, then you will get your answer. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. You need to do more listening than talking, and you will get your answer. You see? So this is not based off one's opinion, my view or judgment about something, not necessarily based on fact or knowledge, or something that I feel that is right. It's the Spirit of the Heavenly Father that comes upon you and give you these understandings, man. So you have to keep your foot, meaning to keep silence in the church of the Most High. Now, I just read to you in Acts 7:48 that what? That the Most High he don't dwell in temples made with hands. So you see his people out there on the highways and byways teaching, beginning with Jim Mess on down throughout the 4 corners of this earth. And again, those that's not in GMS, but in the spirit of Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, then that's the temple. When you enter into that temple, when you enter into that space, the best thing you need to do is wait, listen quietly. Chances are they'll ask you a question if you listen long enough. And if you have a question, you ask your question and you humbly and patiently wait for your answer. But this is a generation of microwave people. You can't get the truth in a 2-minute soundbite. You see? So you people are very well just overthrown by your evil suspicion and think your opinion has weight when it don't. And you just basically going off a feeling, man, about something you thought or you think is true. It's not lining up with the scriptures. And then also what you're doing is basically, it is with the scripture because it's prophecy. Because prophecy says that things like this go happen. You see? So when you come and approach those men out there that's on the highways and byways, man, that got the true doctrine, that's preaching Yahweh while Yahweh Shai, be more ready to hear than to give a sacrifice of fools, man. Keep that foot, keep silence when you enter into the king, the Lord's temple, man. Hey, it's a brother Bunch of Pod, Lord willing. Hope that was edifying. Till the next time, Shalom.